Hey, welcome back to Intel Debrief Tarot. Um, it is the 25th of April and 2026, and we are going to do a reading on the missing and or dead scientists. So we're going to see if we can find out what's going on with that story with the cards here. So remember, all my readings are done with spirit. So no worries there, and I already did a comprehensive shuffle to save time here, so do a little bit here just to show that everything's on the up and up and all the cards are randomized. And we'll do the 7-card spread as usual with qualifiers. And so thank you, universe. Thank you, source. Thank you, God, for any information you give to us about the missing and or dead scientists. Are there any connections between any of them? What's going on? What's the bigger story? What's deep behind this strange mystery, no matter how you look at it or how you feel about it? So going on for the last few years, probably longer if you follow people like David Paulides from Missing 411. He's actually been reporting on a lot of his cases involve physicists and mathematicians and other such people. So this is cases going back years now. So, and then the cases that have been popping up in the mainstream media recently have been going back for the last 4 years. Last told from the mainstream media. Okay, a little tired, so I don't know if I'll do another reading after this today, but anyway, and there goes my phone. We'll just keep going unless it gets really busy. Yeah, hold on. All right. I'm splitting the deck, and then we'll pull the cards. Let me put my phone on silent. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. History or past. Reversed Emperor. Present, Sun card. It's interesting. Future, Queen of Wands. Course of action. Shadow side. Interesting. Other person or persons or other energies involved around this question. Temperance card. Fears and blockages. King of Swords. And final outcome is the Hermit. Interesting. So what we don't see around the corner is the Queen of Pentacles. Move this over there. And behind that is Death card. So big change. All right, well, let's see what we can see. This right here. There we go. Okay. So somebody has a loss of power, a loss of control. Not sure who yet. May not get that until here, but yeah, that's interesting. So let's just go ahead and start pulling qualifiers. Do a quick mix. The reason why I sometimes take them off the table is just to grab them. I try not to do it to, but you can tell if there's a cut or not. I mean, I don't have any fake, I mean, any extra cards behind here to do a switcheroo. I already got enough here already, so yeah, that's not very. And there's a lot of bad juju to get into if me or anybody else is dishonest about doing cards. That's what happens. All right, split the deck, and let's go here. Okay, Spirit, let's do more information on Reverse Emperor for this missing and dead scientist situation. 4 cards, and there we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was quick. We have a Tower card in reverse. We have Reverse Empress. So all around we have, I mean, definitely you can call that a confirmation as well. So both the most powerful cards in terms of the suit cards are there reversed. We have the Hermit reverse, confirmation, and in the other direction from Final Outcome. We have Prince of Pentacles. And reverse Star card. So we have a lot going on. So definitely, I mean, pretty much on all fronts regarding this question is a lack of power, a loss of power. We have the Tower card reverse, which means just there's not a willingness to accept this big drastic change. So something changed drastically. Although we do know this, these disappearances and such have been taking place over a long period of time, possibly even more than the 4 years that the mainstream media is indicating, according to David Politis' work. But evidently something changed, right? And then we have a reverse Hermit, which may indicate again, which might reiterate the reverse Tower card, kind of refusal or a stubbornness to look at the situation and to deal with it. And then we have the Sun card. So we have a reverse Sun card in the past and a right side up Sun card in the present coming up here. So interesting. And then we have a right side up a Prince of Pentacles. And what is he doing? He's moving forward and sitting in front of some crops. So this is from the Illuminati deck, and it's very complex. A lot of imagery going on. So I always like to go off of what the imagery is telling us rather than the kind of generic meaning of the card itself. So yeah, there's a field of crops and a forest. He's moving forward. And so this would be the Knight of Pentacles in another deck and the regular Rider-Waite. So he's moving forward with some determination and stability. So that's probably going to take us into then you have the reverse Sun and then into the Sun right side up. So somebody is moving towards some goal and they perhaps have met it in the present state. So let's go into that. I'm gonna leave that open. Let's kind of know where they are already. Move this out. Second of room. I don't. Well, it's not that I don't like them, but these. I just have to break these cards in. A lot of the decks they're making now, especially the kind of the cheaper ones from China, are made of the super heavy cardstock. And I think they're trying to do us a favor, but by keeping them sturdy, but it's just kind of a pain to break them in and to shuffle, as you can see. All right, split the deck. do some flowers on the present state. So Spirit, more information on the present state on this question. More information on the present state for the scientists. More information on the present state, please, Spirit. Thank you. All appreciation. Thank you. More information on the present state, please. We have 2. Okay, Spirit, more information on the present state. Thank you. There we go. Okay. 10 of, 2 of swords, 10 of wands, page of swords, and 5 of swords. Okay, so yeah, presently it's weird because it's all kind of negating this present state of the Sun card. I think because then we have blockages here, a block or the need to protect oneself or to be guarded against something. And then we have the 10 of wands, which is kind of something that's in the way of a goal, perhaps, or a goal that is usually means you're off, you're kind of off in the distance to reaching your goal, but you're getting there. And perhaps this is telling me reverse with these other cards, as that there's some either a change in direction or either some more difficulty because sometimes reverse 10 of wands can mean, an easing up, like you're maybe nearing the goal more than you think. But then we have these page of swords in the way reversed, and then you have the conflict of the 5 of swords, kind of somebody getting away with something, and a set of loss. So that's interesting. So something's changed. So initially they were, I think, hoping to want to be in a present state of this, but there's something that also happened at the same time that's disallowing that. But then so it's going into a Queen of Wands, which is a positive card for the most part. Oops, wrong one. So let's get into that. It's kind of a big question. There's a lot going on. The cards aren't breaking through yet. Okay, Spirit, future. More information on future, Spirit. Thank you on this question of the scientist. Thank you. Confirmation with 5 swords. Oh, that's coming up. Okay, so yeah, 4. First card that came out was, and then we have confirmation, literally one on top of the other. And then we have a 2 of Wands reverse. So reverse 7 of Cups, wish card. And then we have reiterated again the 5 of Swords and reverse 2 of Wands. So something more choices are revealed, or also could be more confusion. Definitely there's more avenues that are opening up, and maybe even some closing for those involved in this, and not really clear who yet. And then also, but some goal has been reached. Some goal or will be reached, since we're talking about the future. And then again, they're back to, I don't want to say square one, but pretty much. I mean, then they're back to something mischievous, or something, getting away with something, or definitely some sort of conflict in which there is definitely a losers and one winner, and maybe not clear cut as to the legitimacy of that victory. And then we have going into another direction, reverse Two of Wands, which is some difficulty in going into the next step. So something then gets blocked again. So course of action with the shadow side, which in this deck can sometimes mean fears are unwarranted, but there is fear. And then interesting that it is in the course of action. Course of action, so meaning, let's go back to future again. So we'll get the Queen of Wands. So some creativity is coming in to kind of counteract the reversed Empress and Emperor, which has some success, but then they're back into getting into conflict, and then the reversal of the Two of Wands, which usually means like waiting for the next step, or being ready for the next step or next stage, but then it's in reversed. So they're going to have to, not unless it's clear, we're going to have to clarify whether that's too ambiguous for me. Okay, Spirit, clarify the shadow side card with course of action. What is the course of action? Okay, we have two. Clarify course of action, please. Spirit, more information on course of action. I'm going to say those involved. We're not really sure who. I guess whoever is behind these disappearances and or deletions. So we got four. I'm going to go ahead and back up. Okay, I think this was the first one. Sideways. But we'll go ahead and put it up so we can see what it is. King of Cups. Does it have any information on it for sideways? Not really. Fire, water, emotionally balanced, compassionate. So yeah, someone's going to have to be diplomatic about what's going on. Reversed, we have cold, bad advice, emotional manipulation, moodiness. So there's going to be, since it did come up sideways, exactly, we have one more that's sideways too. I think that was the last one. I think this was actually the first one, which is reversed Eight of Swords, which is self-limiting and inner critic. So who's involved is going to be, you're going to have to reverse some self-limiting beliefs and some self-doubt in this situation in order to get through, because it did end, the future kind of continue on in some sort of trouble or a sticky point, right? And then we do have, well, yeah, so since we have, so now we have the Emperor right side up, which means as a course of action, they're going to have to obviously turn the situation around. So wherever the good guys are, I think this is them. So maybe we have a situation of where bad guys are doing something to these unfortunate scientists. And we have a sideways star. So they're going to have to go and keep, so again, the confirmation, they're going to have to keep this star up. Keep the star up. So we got white hats. Looks like they're dealing with the situation, and they're on the business end of this kind of these attacks, I guess we can say. Okay, let's go. Now we're going to get into who. So we have Temperance for the other energies or people who are surrounding this. So Evidently, yeah. No matter which side you're talking about, they're going to have to keep things balanced. All right. So every side wants to win, and they're going to have to keep the faith. So this is a very good card. Basically, we have an angel, a rainbow, the whole thing. Beautiful setting. So it looks like the good guys here. The energy surrounding them, perhaps maybe what they need to do, and others around them, because we're not dealing with monolithic situations here, right? So anyway, let's give. So we have the Oracle personality cards. Be careful, and then we'll do split the deck and do flyers, and then do the other one. Oh, that's fine. It don't matter too much. Okay, Spirit. More on the energy surrounding this question. Other people, other persons, other energies, other groups, other organizations. The Madman. Wow. Okay, more information on this. Clarify the Madman and Temperance card, please, and other people around this situation. We have a guide as well, which always comes up. Okay, we'll clarify 2 more cards, please. That's all we're getting. I'm just going to go with it. So basically, yeah, we have both sides represented here. So yeah, I mean, as would the Temperance card would also indicate as well, 2 different sides in kind of balance and or both in balance and counterbalance, and trying to maintain balance all at the same time. It's interesting that we didn't get the 2 of Pentacles, which shows some effort. The Temperance card is more control. So especially right side up, she has control over this balance. But we do have a Madman on one side, a chaos, unruly, some possession, and embracer of madness. And then we have a guide, navigator, progress, direction on the other. So we have kind of good and bad, dark and light. And so we have definitely a situation in which looks like the good guys are trying to navigate themselves through this, and we have a Madman, or at least a group or an individual that's causing chaos, being unruly, and so on and so forth. So that's pretty much it. It's pretty clear. So we have fears. So I've been experimenting with this deck. It's basically just the general kind of Oracle deck. So we'll see. It has kind of some lovey-dovey cards in it, because so you can use it in, love readings or whatever. But we can always transpose those to what we need them to be in reference to the question asked. So we'll keep going. I did one already, if you haven't seen that, regarding David Wilcock. So we'll try it again here. See what happens. Keep going with this, experimenting with this deck. Okay, Spirit, with this Oracle deck. Tell us more about fears and blockages in this situation. Chemistry, the fire. So yeah, there we go. Right at the bat, kind of the lovey-dovey cards, but we can again transpose that to the question. More information, Spirit. Clarify these cards. Thank you. Love bombing. And squad. I was being real talkative on this part of the question here. Well, take it. It's numbing. Let's do one more. Since we have the cards. Barely. That was just the first split right there. Let's just do one more. Can we tie these cards together, please? Spirit, thank you. We appreciate it very much. There we go. And graduation. Okay, so we have fire, chemistry. Well, I mean, that speaks to the science part, right? Things are heating up. So yeah, so there's some fear about things possibly getting out of control. And well, love bombing also speaks to that. Overly attentive, showered with affection, personal gain. So that hits right there for us from this question. Um, so whoever is behind this, like, obviously they want to gain the upper hand. And we have here squad. What does it say? Reconciliation, soul tribe, close friends. So we have again we have good and bad, light and dark, and we have graduation day. So leveling up, lessons learned, and acquired wisdom. So it looks like and then we have numbing, self-medicated addictions, irrational behavior. So irrational behavior is going to be what we want to see, and then the original card below is the Knight of Swords. So King of Swords, sorry. So that speaks to whatever. There's some fears here about a decision being made, a final decision, an abrupt decision, a sharp decision. So someone is fearing that, probably the bad guys. And then there is probably both would have fear of this thing going beyond their control. And then there's a fear of that's interesting, about like personal gain, or maybe overly attentiveness, too much. So yeah, let's change that. So let's go from personal gain to overly attentive, because there's a lot of attention being paid to this right now. And like I said, it's been going on for a while. If you listen to the reports, I mean, now the MSN is being very clear. Because at first I thought, well, was all these happening now? But some of them, one of the main ones that they're speaking about, like that one woman scientist. I mean, that was, I think, a few years ago. That happened a few years ago, and then collectively they all go back to 4 years back. And then, as I was saying, the work of David Paulides, he's been reporting on these kind of things for well more than that. So now there's this attention being paid to this story, and that's definitely going to be a fear for those who are involved in making this kind of happen. Okay, and then they're afraid of the squad coming after them, and there's definitely irrational behavior. So the other side is going to be worried about this bad side just acting irrationally, making things worse. And then we have a fear of probably the bad guys again, or of this situation kind of getting, well, leveling up in terms of the good guys getting one over them, and lessons being learned and acquiring wisdom. So fear of the good guys winning over them. Okay, so let's do final outcome. So interesting, as you go through this arc, it gets things kind of get fleshed out. And I want to do probably another reading of who's responsible for this, who's behind it. Maybe we can get that going. Okay, so with the deck, enough. So I'm going to say this situation is going to continue with the Hermit. So he's in search there. He's continuing the search, in constant search and reflection. Okay, Spirit clarify Hermit card and the whoa. We have Death card. After I said it's going to continue, we've got an ending. Okay, Spirit, yeah, let's get clarifications on these. 1, 2, 3. One more. Clarify, please. One more card to clarify and tie these up. Thank you. And the Hermit. So I have confirmation. Hermit, Death, or 4 of Cups. And I reversed 4 of Wands. So we might have definitely either I don't say ending, because the death card doesn't necessarily mean ending. It doesn't have to mean an ending. It can mean a drastic change. And then there's the 4 of Cups, which means someone's going to feel kind of out of it, but they really don't need to feel that way. And then we have the Four of Wands, which means kind of so normally this is a celebration, so someone's not going to be celebrating. And then we have the Hermit, which is a little bit more peaceful hermit than the kind of classic one, more of the classic one here that's out there in the cold. She's being warmed by the fire here in this other one. So I think the situation is going to continue, but there is some resolution already. Definitely the Death card and the Four of Cups speak to that in this reversed Four of Wands, where the celebration is, so someone who hoped to be victorious in this, it's not going to happen. So let's see who that is. Let's see. Shall we go to, let's go to the personality deck again. Who is this? Who has clearly lost in this situation? Who clearly lost in this situation, Spirit? Who lost in this situation? Can you tell us that? Spiritually woke, self-awareness, cutting through illusions, detaching from ego. And really tell us much on who. Defense mechanism, guarded. I'm using the wrong one, that's why. Sorry about that. I always do that. I have a tendency to do that. Grab the wrong deck. Well, these are kind of similar looking. And yeah, well, you tried doing this. So many cards. I wonder the answer wasn't coming up. And Spirit was saying like, no, you got the wrong deck. Hello. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, Spirit, let's try again with this deck. Sorry. Who's losing? Who lost this? Or who will lose? Who will lose in this situation? Animal Shaman was being just as animal spirit, spiritual leader. Well, that's not good for the good guys. Clarify this. Diviner. Okay, who won? Who won? Maybe you can tell us that, Spirit. Who won in this? Who's going to win in this? At least as the way things are now, as the current projection in this timeline is saying now. Spirit, who's winning? Mother. So it looks like, I mean, definitely the good guys are winning. I'm interested on why the cards chose to, or Spirit chose to show us these cards for who's losing. I mean, if you just go by the imagery, nature, it's almost contradictory. Cosmic connection. That is just bizarre. Let's go back to, I want to find out. Let's use the original deck. Let's do a well-used broken-in deck for this. Okay, more information on the losers of this situation. If that's the case, more information, Spirit, on the losers with this deck here. The Fool reversed. Lovers reversed. Nine of Pentacles sideways. Who is it? Who's losing? Who's lost? Good guys or bad guys, Spirit? I guess there are truly no good guys or bad guys, isn't it? Universe is kind of gray. Well, every card's coming out either sideways or reversed. Who's losing? Ten of Pentacles. Who's losing? More information on who's losing. Clarify these cards, please, Spirit. Thank you. Ace of Wands and... Well, follow the money. Follow the money. Okay, 10 of Pentacles. Follow the money. 7 of Pentacles. Follow the money. 9 of Pentacles. Sideways, it don't matter. Fool. Upturned Lover, so a relationship is broken. And a reversed Queen of Swords. So Queen, someone that's decisive and they've been overturned. And then an Ace of Wands, which is strange. Kind of, there's a sense of finality with this card. If you look at it, it's kind of lonely. And usually it's a nice card. It's a good card if you get it. In most situations. I'm going to focus here. Come on. Anyway. Because that's the loser. Okay, let's do winner. So the money. I almost want to say deep state. All right, they're the ones that have been controlling the money up until now. Okay, Spirit, more information on the winner. Can you tell us who the winner is or who might come up on the positive in this situation? 10 of Wands, someone that's been working hard. Who's winning in this situation or who might win in the final outcome? The Knight of Wands, Creative Spirit. Five of Wands. And Two of Swords. There's someone on the defensive. So obviously, the ones that are in defense of, because it's obviously, since we have all the missing people and deleted people, so someone is on the defensive on who those people are aligned to. And victory. Okay. Yeah, so I would say these are the good guys in a fight. You have a Knight. You have a 10 of Wands working hard towards a goal. You have a Knight of Wands, which is probably, it's one of the better knights to have. Because the Knight of Swords can get he can get a little headstrong and he can bumble into a situation. He can be too forceful. The Knight of Cups can be a little bit, he does have a little shady side to him. And Knight of Pentacles can, it shows kind of either a slowdown of action. He's the least action-oriented knight. Well, the Knight of Wands is probably the most well-rounded action knight. So he's not charging into things like Knight of Swords. And then we have, again, the conflict, which goes along with the work, the effort, and then in defense, someone that's on the defensive on this situation. So that's clearly the good guys. And then we have a victor here. So the Ace of Wands for the bad guy, they're going to be on the outs, left alone. They will have something. They'll get something for their trouble. But again, kind of a surrender. To me, it seems like a kind of surrender card. Just stick, you stick it in, stick your flagpole or whatever in the ground, you're done. You kind of give up. It's a sense of giving up. We got the sun setting, or it could be rising, but in this, we put all the pieces together. it's setting on that. So anyway, yeah, there you go. It looks like this is a bigger situation than just definitely deep state versus obviously the white hats, Trump, etc. So of course, good guys don't go in disappearing and deleting people. So yeah, there you are. Kind of tough to get the answers out on this one. I think probably a little bit of a blockage there. Being blocked to see any deeper truths is not really anything deep on this, although I probably would have to ask more specific questions to do a whole new reading. So maybe we'll do that coming up soon. But anyway, yeah, that's the reading for the missing and deleted scientist situation. So yeah, we had our work cut out for this one today. But anyway, yeah, we're 40 minutes in, so a bit of a long one. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Okay, bye.